This is WFYI News Now. It's May 1st, and I'm Abriana Herron. On today's show, a new tactical urbanism project set up along a busy cross-section of Indy neighborhoods. A massive art installation finds a new home at the International School of Indiana. And we have a feature story about a group of researchers hoping to use virtual reality games to teach people how to reverse an opioid overdose.
There's a whole field of games that aren't Mario and collecting coins. They're, serious games which are used for educational purposes.
Those stories coming up. But first, the Indiana Pacers are moving on to the second round of playoffs. Game 5 in Indianapolis against the Milwaukee Bucks kept fans on their toes. The Pacers had a rocky start and struggled to get points on the board in the first quarter. The team made a comeback in the second and third quarters to briefly take the lead before ending regular play with a tie. After a nail-biting 5 minutes of overtime, Tyrese Halliburton's final two-pointer in the last few seconds led the Pacers to defeat the Bucks 119-118. Head coach Rick Carlisle said in the post-game media conference that he respects the Bucks' efforts on the court.
They come out and they throw everything, their heart and soul into it. We didn't respond well early. We stayed with it, and we showed the kind of resilience that we've really shown all year. So my hat's off to our guys for hanging in.
The Pacers will take on the Cleveland Cavaliers next in the Eastern Conference semifinals. The first game is scheduled for Sunday in Cleveland. A new tactical urbanism project is set up along a busy cross-section of Indianapolis neighborhoods. As WFYI's Jill Sheridan reports, the goal is to slow traffic and improve safety.
Long rectangular, brightly colored barriers and planters are placed in traffic lanes near highway entrance ramps and near intersections that have poor visibility. Tucker Bourne is Fountain Square Neighborhood Association board member and a traffic engineer. He says the bridge over the South Split is a particularly dangerous area.
I don't always necessarily want to take a car, which is probably the safest way to get across. I want to walk and bike and enjoy the neighborhood feel. But, walking over the bridge is an unpleasant experience.
The community-powered infrastructure project is a joint effort between 3 communities, North Square, Fountain Square, and Fletcher Place, and touches numerous roadways. The city matches funds for tactical urbanism, where neighborhoods test infrastructure improvements through low-cost temporary measures. Similar projects in Indianapolis have shown to reduce speeds and crashes. I'm Jill Sheridan.
A massive art installation has a new permanent home at the International School of Indiana. The 66-foot-tall replica Eiffel Tower was originally constructed for the 2024 Olympic swimming trials. Before those swimming trials, held in Lucas Oil Stadium, the replica tower was placed on Georgia Street and Capitol Avenue. The head of the International School says the replica stands as a symbol of the school's commitment to fostering global citizenship. And for our final story today, video games have come a long way. Some are pretty realistic, especially with virtual reality. Now, a group of researchers are hoping to incorporate this immersive gaming technology to teach people how to reverse an opioid overdose. Side Effects Public Media's Melissa Ellen reports their goal is to raise awareness and to get people more confident to use opioid reversal medications if they encounter someone in crisis.
Overdose deaths fell nationwide. One reason experts point to is the wider availability and use of opioid reversal medications. But Scott Barrows at OSF Healthcare in Illinois says access is still limited for many.
Rural communities are very challenged. If someone overdoses, it might take 40 minutes for an ambulance to get there. There might not be available Narcan dispensers. So it's really critical to educate.
There are different educational modules to raise awareness and train people how to use the overdose reversal medication naloxone, also known by its brand name Narcan. A recent study showed that between 2020 and 2022, the number of overdosing people who got Narcan from a layperson before EMS arrived has increased more than 40%. But there's still work to be done, says Vasantha Jayawardena. He is a substance abuse researcher at Southern Illinois University Carbondale. He says research shows that for some, training is not enough to make them act. There is a confidence issue.
By doing the training, people gain knowledge and skills, but still they are reluctant to go and intervene when they see someone who need help.
Jayawardena hopes training would provide some realism. Cue in virtual reality.
So then after people take the training, they may feel more comfortable attending and helping a victim.
A group of researchers in Illinois have been working on an immersive virtual reality game world. Here's Matt Case, who is the lead developer on the app.
There's a whole field of games that, aren't Mario and collecting coins. They're, serious games which are used for educational purposes.
Roy Magnuson is a professor at Illinois State University who has been helping develop the app. While he has never witnessed an overdose, Magnuson says it feels like he has. That's because he's taken the training multiple times.
It's really immersive. It's really pretty cathartic. But by the end, when you start hearing the sirens, it's pretty emotional.
Trainees strap on a VR headset and enter a different world.
The man on the floor is experiencing an overdose from fentanyl.
First, a virtual instructor walks the trainees through the signs of an overdose.
Look for slow chest movement and listen for belabored breathing. You may also notice discoloration of the lips.
From there, the situation only gets more realistic. A phone call to 911.
911, what is your emergency, please?
After calling the police, prepare to administer an opioid overdose reversal medication, such as naloxone. Medications like naloxone do not cause harm if given to a person who is not experiencing opioid overdose. So
the trainees are guided to do the motions of CPR and provide life-saving breaths. Finally, police arrive to assist.
It is essential to get the person to any source of medical care as quickly as possible, even if the person revives after the initial dose of naloxone and seems to feel better.
Magnuson says people are thrust into action, and he expects that will make a difference in their confidence level and how they respond in real life.
Your mind remembers it from not just I watched someone do it, but I physically did it. And that's really powerful, right? And that's, with this kind of technology, I think scalable in a way that other things are not.
The app is still in development and it's not yet available to users. The researchers also need to study if their hypotheses are true. Then, developers say getting those VR headsets out to communities will be another hurdle. They cost around $3,500 each. But they're hopeful. After all, it's about saving lives. I'm Melissa Ellen, Side Effects Public Media.
That's all for today's episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by Drew Daudelin and Zach Bundy, with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Our news director is Sarah Neal-Estes. Kendall Antron produced our music, and I'm your host, Abriana Herron. If you liked today's episode, remember to subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube to check in on our newsroom throughout the day. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow.